There were four big upsets last week in college football. So what am I going to do for this TNA report? I'm going to break down what teams did the game after pulling an upset as an underdog of a touchdown or more, and what teams did losing as a favorite of 7 or more the following week. I am Ralph Michaels. This is your college football TNA report for week number 4. And you know what TNA stands for, trends and angles. Let's get right to it. Our first situation, teams often upset win as an underdog of 7 or more and as an underdog of 10 or more. Well, let's take a look first at teams that pulled an upset as a dog of 7 or more. If they are now a home favorite, 45%. If they are now a home dog, 45%. If they are now an away favorite, 48%. And if they are now an away dog, 48%. Guys, it doesn't get much clearer than that. In the last almost 400 games where a team has pulled an upset as a dog of 7 or more, they have failed to cover 54% of the time the next game. Who falls in that situation this week? Army and Middle Tennessee State are home dogs. Delaware and Stanford are away dogs. Now, do the numbers get better or poorer when we look at teams that pulled an upset as a double-digit dog? Well, as a home favorite, the week after pulling an upset as a double-digit dog, only 39% ATS. As a home dog, 42%. As an away favorite, 40%. So all three of those got worse. As an away dog, it got slightly better, going from 48 to 49%. So it's tough to pull back-to-back upsets and cover that following week. Keep an eye on this as we'll follow it throughout the year. Well, if we're going to look at one side of the equation, let's look at the flip side. How do teams do off a loss as a TD plus favorite, like Notre Dame, Connecticut, Nevada, and Kansas State, although Kansas State does not apply this week because they have a bye week. Before I get to this chart, I want to share one thing with you guys. The Weekend Warrior is an incredible special that we started last week for the first time. Get all of my college football on Saturday, all of my NFL on Sunday for $49. If I have a Monday night NFL play, it'll get tossed in. This past Sunday, I did cash a 5% NFL teaser. I will have another 5% NFL teaser this Sunday. But sign up for the Weekend Warrior now. As soon as I load that play, you will get notified and be able to get those lines exactly as they are released. Oh yeah, by the way, since 2023, 6 straight winning NFL 5%. My NFL teasers rated 4% and 5%. How about 8-0 and 15-1? That's right. Since the 2023 season, I am 15-1, 94%. My last 16 teasers rated as a 4% or top rated 5%. This one will be a 5%. Don't miss out. All right, well, let's take a look. First, we'll look at teams that lost as a favorite of 7 or more. As a home favorite this week, 53%. A home dog, 50%. An away favorite, 45%. And as an away dog, 51%. So 3 numbers right around the Mendoza line. But if you get an upset pulled against you and now you're an away favorite, only 38 and 46, 45.2%. Do these numbers get worse if you are off an upset loss of 10 or more? And yes, they do. Not only do they get worse across the board. As a home favorite, we go from 53 to 46%. As a home dog, we go from 50 to 41%. As an away favorite, 45 to 44.6, so basically the same. And as an away dog, I did misspeak. This one goes up a little bit from 49 to 49.3%. So the take is this, guys. You fade teams off the upset win, and if those teams are off an upset loss as a double-digit favorite, it's basically a fade across the board with the away dogs at 49% ATS. We're going to finish it off with 3 college football systems that apply for this week. College football week number 4. First game will be Thursday, September the 18th. Remember, do us a favor. Please hit that like button. Share your comments. Something you want added? Something you'd rather see changed? Please, we read them all. We appreciate them all. It helps our algorithms, and it continues to make our YouTube channel one of the strongest in the sports betting industry. Thanks again for taking a minute out of your day to watch this TNA video. System number 1. Teams that lost as a favorite and they rushed for 200 and plus yards. Now they're an away dog. That applies to Nevada this week. Lost as a favorite, rushed for over 200 plus yards. Now you're an away dog. Those teams like the Wolfpack, 64 and 27, 70% against the spread since 2015. And if you exclude games as a big dog of 13 or more, that number goes up to 77% against the spread, 44 ATS winners, 13 ATS losses. That 77% system applies to Nevada. System number 2. Teams off a game at Wyoming, and they're now a dog or a favorite to -21. They also do not have a bye week. This applies to Utah. Now, why does this matter? Wyoming is the highest elevation in college football. It is over 7,000 feet. We always talk about Mile High at 5,000. So again, think about that. You're going to Wyoming on the road. You don't have a bye. That altitude affected you the past game. Those teams the next week are 19 and 40, 32% against the spread since 2009, and that applies to Utah. Now, you might say Utah has elevation, so this doesn't mean as much, and I can agree with that thought. That's when you have to break down these systems and apply logic to them. But I do want to mention, you might think of Utah as being a mile high. They're about 4,200 or 4,300 feet, still almost 3,000 feet less than Utah. So you have to decide if you think there's value in that, but the system is easy. If a team goes to Wyoming, they don't have a bye week, and they are not a touchdown, they are not a 3-touchdown favorite, 19 and 40, 32% ATS. And I mentioned this earlier this year already, but I want to repeat it because it's had success. When we have a massive home favorite of 33 or more, and we have a low total of 56 and lower, the over-under going all the way back to 2006, 91 overs, 56 unders, that is 62% to the over. So the 2 teams that apply this week, Oregon and Oregon State, Texas and Sam Houston. Iowa, UMass applied to the same situation last week. That did go over. So simple. Big home favorites of 33 or more, low totals of 56 or less, 62% to the over. Again, Oregon, Oregon State, Texas, and Sam Houston. Take advantage of the Weekend Warrior from me or any WagerTalk handicapper. An incredible deal. Have a great week 4 of college football. I'll be back next week with your college football TNA.